So this is about the new tech scene, Buffalo on the Rise. If there's a scene and there's tech, I want to be there, and I hope you guys will join. How many people know where Buffalo is? I know we have a really international crowd.
All right.
All right. How many people don't know where Buffalo is? Okay. Really? How many people have been to Buffalo? Right. Okay, good. Well, we're going to get all you guys to come. And if you have a startup, we want you to apply. So if you like the numbers $1 million, you're looking for money as a startup, you know a startup, you want to apply online to 43north.org. John's going to tell you about it, and hopefully you're going to join us, apply. You're here at DLD. We have a very special application process, and I'm going to give it to John to talk about 43 North and Buffalo.
Thanks, Marcy. Well, my name is John Gavigan. I'm the executive director of 43 North, the $5 million startup competition in Buffalo, New York. And we have been scouring the globe, literally, for the last 4 months to look for applicants for our third competition. So we've been talking to entrepreneurs and startups from all over the world who are intrigued about applying to this competition and take a chance at $5 million, at their chance at $5 million bucks. We've been meeting with investors and business leaders from all over the world, trying to create relationships and new partnerships to accelerate our individual ecosystems, and it's very exciting. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, I think I saw a hand back there who was unfamiliar with where Buffalo, New York is, and unfamiliar with Buffalo, New York in general, we have been going through one of the most profound renaissances in the United States. $20 billion of investment have gone into Buffalo, New York and the 8 counties surrounding it over the last half decade, and we're strategically placed right here on the western end of New York State. We are situated right on the border of Canada and wedged between 2 of the biggest pools of fresh water in all the world. Unbelievable. We happen to be sitting in a corridor among other great cities like Toronto, Waterloo, Hamilton, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Rochester, and Niagara Falls, and we're about an hour flight from Boston, New York, Washington, Baltimore, and Philadelphia. We've seen explosive growth in our downtown corridor. It's a nice picture of our downtown scene. So we've seen explosive growth in our downtown corridor as well as our medical campus, and we've seen amazing revitalization of our waterfronts and neighborhoods that have long been neglected. So how did this whole thing start? Well, our governor, Andrew Cuomo, planted a flag on Buffalo, New York and said, I'm going to make this the greatest comeback story in the history of U.S. cities. And that's exactly what he did. With the benefactors being New York State and the New York Power Authority, started the Buffalo Billion Initiative. He's putting $1 billion in Buffalo for economic development and resources. And through that Buffalo Billion Initiative, there were 6 key strategies that were unveiled. One of those strategies were building out a culture of entrepreneurism in our community. And from there, 43 North, the largest startup competition on the globe, was born. The whole event, which launched March 4th, is our third event, our third competition, which was launched on March 4th, ends on May 31st, crescendos to the final week. So we host 43 North Entrepreneurial Week in Buffalo. It lasts from October 21st through October 27th, and it crescendos to the final event where there are thousands of people in the audience, and media, and cameras, and excitement. And we narrow down this entire field of applicants from around the world to see who our 7 celebrity judges are going to choose to see who's going to win the final prizes. It is, and you can see there's Mike Lazara. I think he's speaking today, so if Mike's in the audience today, that'd be great. We got Gary Vee and Lauren Malian, to just name a few. Very exciting, and they're the ones that ultimately decide who the $5 million winners are going to be. It's obviously super exciting, it's sexy, it's cool, it's a lot of fun, and when you're one of our winners like Painless 1099 in our audience right here, it's also very fulfilling. All right, Ace. This year there are going to be 8 winners. 6 of those winners are going to receive $500,000 in awards. The runner-up this year is going to earn $600,000, and our grand prize champion will earn $1 million. In addition to that, there'll be $400,000 in follow-up funding from our organization to this particular class of 8. In addition to the cash, New York State decided to double down and offer 10 years freedom from taxes through the Startup New York program for the companies and all the net new employees that come to work for them. 10 years, no state taxes in New York. We bring these companies to Buffalo, house them in one of the state-of-the-art incubators in our community. We house them for a year. We support them with mentors and programs and strategic advisors to help them accelerate their businesses. Obviously, we get a lot of attention from the press. You can see Katie Couric decided to pay us a visit and play some ping pong with me and my marketing director. And we get great entrepreneurs like Steve Case that come down and do fireside chats among other great entrepreneurs in the ecosystem. And it's not just about cash, and it's not just about incubation and mentorship. We are a marketing juggernaut. We've had over 1,000 articles written about us and our companies. We've had tens of millions of social media views and millions of views on a number of videos that we produce and put out into the larger ecosystem. And we leverage this information from Financial Times to Forbes to USA Today, from Freddie Wilson to Lazaro, you name it, Gary Vee. And we leverage this to help each one of our companies accelerate and to allow people like me to tell you how proud we are of Buffalo's past and how emboldened we are about our future. If you know of any companies that would be a good candidate, and not any companies, any good companies that would be a great candidate for this type of program, I'm going to be here for the next couple of days with Marcy and the rest of our team. I'd encourage you to come find me, and we'll provide you more information. So thank you.
One thing we want to quick touch on while everybody's here is I had a chance to go to Buffalo before I started working and advising with these guys, and it's amazing, and the sense of community there is amazing. And John, why don't you tell us a little bit about what it means once you apply, once you make the semifinals? Do you take percentage along with the prize money and the competition that you give out?
Yeah, so the awards come with a 5% equity stake in their companies. So we take a 5% equity stake in the companies, we move them to Buffalo and incubate them for a year. For a lot of our companies that apply, it automatically throws them into a $10 million pre-money valuation. So we see a lot of our applicants somewhere in that million to 10 million type of valuation. And then obviously the marketing efforts are on top of it. So
we're in a sort of a tough environment for fundraising, I would say, for a lot of the seed and family and even the follow-on. A lot of people are trying to do convertible notes or bridge. And you showed that you have $400,000 for follow-on money. Do you also, how does it work? And do you also help these companies that win the competition to raise more money? Do you have the network and ecosystem? What else do you have to offer?
Our ecosystem is growing so much, and we're expanding relationship with investors, not just within Buffalo, but really all over ecosystems. The most notable ones, obviously, out west in Boston and New York. But I think most of the audience would be surprised on how vibrant some of the other ecosystems are becoming in New Orleans and Columbus and Detroit and Raleigh-Durham. So we've extended our relationships across the entire footprint, entrepreneurial landscape, and we're starting to see interest in a lot of our companies actually come through, uncommon ecosystems that one would not expect. So we've done a really good job at least pairing our companies with great investors from all over the country.
Now, as the startup community looks at applying to 43north.org, are there certain verticals that lend themselves better to the Buffalo community? I mean, you're a fantastic community and resources.
It's, we're a general competition, so we're not sector focused. We have a very thriving health and life sciences corridor. We have a rich core of manufacturing and tourism. We see a lot of food companies. We're a very strong agriculture environment. We have one of the strongest ecosystems for fintech because we've got a lot of prominent banks and insurance companies that are headquartered out of our area. So you see a great diversity in the applications that come in. The only thing that we don't really cater to is hospitality. Brick and mortar hospitality we don't necessarily cater to, but anything that's really scalable and a great idea, we love those types of businesses.
And can we look for a discount code for the application process? Anything special for DLD applicants and their friends?
But you put me on the spot then, didn't you, Marcy?
Yeah,
we
I
weren't
did.
supposed to tell anybody that, for crying out loud. Oh, I'm kidding you. Anyway, yes, if you're looking for one of your companies to get in, you think would be a really good fit, you can see me. My director of marketing is somewhere. There he is, right there with his hand up. We've got some of our PR people here. Ace Callwood, the CEO of Painless 1099. You can come see any one of us, and if you want to get one of your
Ace is a
companies
winner,
in.
so
Yeah, Ace, there
winners
he
want to
is.
talk to winners.
All right, $500,000
So find
bucks
him.
last year. Very difficult. By the way, that came from over 11,000 registrants, so it's a pretty unique thing to get down to where he's sitting today. Yes, to answer your question, if you want a free pass for one of your companies to get into the competition, find one of us and we can certainly provide it for you.
I think one other thing for everyone to know is Buffalo is 1 hour plane ride from New York City, 6-hour car ride. It surprised me when I went up. There's a vibrant waterfront community, there's great bars, great food. It's very nice temperature-wise and weather. I don't think any of us got hit with snow. What else would you say is a great selling point, just to our last pitch for Buffalo?
Couple things. We've been most noted for our weather, right? Snow. A lot of people haven't seen it, but I would tell you that if you've never had a snowball fight with one of your children, I can assure you that it's one of the great, remarkable miracles that you will have. We're a big skiing community and skating community. We enjoy our outdoors and 4 seasons, and absolutely the best thing about Buffalo, 100% hands down, is our people. We're called the City of Good Neighbors for a reason, and our entire community has reached out to these winners and these companies to ensure their success. And I would certainly encourage that if you've got a friend or a good applicant that may be a good fit for this, that they will be treated like rock stars in Buffalo, New York.
Great, thanks everybody for being a part of this session.